Wow, guys, that's it, man. This is one of the new guys that we just put together the other day. If you watch the video, it's fun to transfer that stuff around. But in any case, the reason we're out here at the range right now is I want to talk to you about the Holosun. This is their 503CU Elite. This is their green dot. I'm Codaboy32. Check it out. All right, guys, Holosun sent this guy out here for me to test out, and I'm really looking forward to it because this is part of their Elite series, which, let me add to that, is that part of the Elite series, you have a little bit better warranty than you do the other stuff. Basically, if you don't purposefully beat this thing to death or use it in a combat zone, pretty much it's got a lifetime guarantee. I'll put the link down below so you can see exactly what that is. But in any case, they sent it to me just like this. This thing is retailing at a couple different locations. One's Palmetto State Armory. Shout out to the boys. For $285. Now, is it worth it? Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and put it on this guy right here. Now, this is the AR-15 pistol. This has got the SBA-3 stock on it. 10.5-inch barrel with the 5.56 tactical muzzle brake. Now, this is a brake. It's not a flash hider. So I test fired this thing a little while ago, and it does put up a vertical flame like you've never seen. Well, you probably haven't seen. But in any case, all right, so basically this is the newest, latest, and greatest of their Elite brand. This thing comes with two different types of reticles. One is a single dot reticle, and the other one is a dot ring reticle with a 65 MOA ring and a 2 MOA center dot. Pretty cool. With the center dot, you got 50,000 hours of life, as well as a dual purpose battery, as well as the little solar panel on the top of it. This guy also is equipped with a little protecting thing for the windage and the elevation turrets. So let's go ahead and open up the box. It comes just like this. You're going to open it up. It's a nice plastic box it has. It's protected in this guy right here. And in the box, you're going to get a set of instructions. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is one of those little red dots that's a smart red dot. You have to read the instructions because it has a lot of different you can do a lot of different things to it. We're going to go over that here in a few seconds with all the different settings. Okay, so you basically got a couple different items. You got a cleaning cloth. You've got an extra battery cover case right there. I've gone ahead and installed the battery just because I wanted to go ahead and do that. Here is the little Allen wrench set. Don't lose this. You can get spares, but it's a torque wrench, and it's set up to tighten it on top of your rail. Also, this will work on the Spark AR. Also, you've got a low mount equipped with it. Let's go ahead and pull the thing out here so I can get in there. There's the low mount for the optic, and there's the lower 1/3 witness mount. Now I kind of dig it on an AR pistol or SBR application a little high because you're up here like this. So anyway, comes with two little covers just like that. You've got a pretty good looking and attractive red dot. Controls are on the side, elevation here, windage here, and there's where your side mounted battery insert, and it runs off a CR2032, which, by the way, one of the things I do, we do have an IKEA next to us or close to us. I pick up a whole bunch of these things because, well, they may not last as long as maybe the major brands, but if you have a ton of them, put them in your bag. That way you're never running out. Okay, so looking at this thing, what do we think? Well, I like how it appears. You've got these turrets that are protected. The glass is, you've got a little red on the front, and now they do provide you with a screwdriver so that you can insert the battery from the side. Now, it's all very simple and very easy. All you got to do is unscrew the screws on the side just like this. And don't screw them out all the way because you can't. They do fall out. This tip is magnetized, so it will hold on to the screw, which is nice. And these are torque screws as well. Now they do provide, and it's in this pocket where the spare battery cover case is. You pull that out, and there's this little screwdriver looking thing that's in there, just like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to use that to go ahead and remove the battery cover. So you're going to take it in there just like that. You're going to pry it in and just pop your battery out. And the battery tray just comes out just like that. As you can see, there's the battery right there. Now, I put it in wrong the first time. Don't do that. But it just slides in there. Now, is this the best application for it? I don't know. But it is equipped with a little O-ring around there, so this red dot or green dot achieves an IP67, which means that you can submerge it for up to an hour, I believe, at 1 meter. Now, will I be doing any scuba diving with this thing? Probably not. So let's go ahead and put the battery cover back in completely. And you do that, just put the screw right there. I'm having to do this with my old fart shooting glasses. One of the things that I am pleased with is how solid it is that the screws are when they go in. They actually engage, and it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like a toy. All right, so now that we got the batteries reinstalled, let's go ahead and talk about how do we turn it on. To turn it on, all you have to do is just tap one of the buttons, plus or minus, doesn't matter which one. Just reach up to the side of it and tap it on there. And what's going to happen is it's going to come back on to the setting that you left it at the last time. Next thing you're going to do is to turn it off. You just tap both buttons. Now, you don't have to hold them at any length of time. You just press them and go. Now we're going to start talking about how smart this thing is. It is very smart. In the auto mode, it can dim and brighten according to the ambient light. A lot of people don't like that simply because you could be inside and shooting something outside and it will detect the light inside. But what you can do is you can adjust that ambient setting so it accounts for the interior lighting and goes to where you want. So it'll be like establish XB level 4 or 5, and at that point it'll go up as you go outside, or it can go all the way down to 1 through 12, whatever you want it to be. The nice thing is you have the control over that. That's what I like about this guy right here. Do I like the automatic mode where it changes and goes bright? Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I can change it however I want it. So let's go over how you change this thing. This is why I say you gotta read the directions on this guy, but it has some really cool functions. So this thing comes with 2 different reticles. It comes with the circle dot and then a dot. You change that around. Once you turn it on, you place and you hold down the negative button for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, there it is. Let's see if you guys can see that. There you go. Now to switch it back, you just hold the negative button back down for 4 seconds. And there you are. Now you have the ring and the dot. Alright, so you can set it up to where it's manual or automatic. Like I said earlier, there's pros and cons to this guy. One is the cons, well, you're going to be changing the brightness of the reticle. I kind of dig it now that I know that I have the ability to control the starting point and how bright it goes, but it won't drop down below that. So what you do in order to change that from manual to automatic mode is this. Alright, just like changing the reticle out, except this time you're going to hold down and press the plus side right there for 3 seconds. So we're going to hold that. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And now it has gone to manual mode, and I can adjust for brightness, and it is really bright now. Okay, so let's do this. I'll show you. There's the brightness, and we're going to bring it down. There you go. You see how that works? Alright, so now we're on the manual mode. So what I want to do is I want to press the plus button and bring it back to automatic mode, and I'll show you what the reticle does at that point. So 1, 2, 3. There it goes. Now we're on automatic. So I can cover it up with my hand, and it goes dim. Bring it off, and there you go. And that's basically it. And it goes different levels. I tested it out at the office with a couple different light fixtures, but it's pretty neat. But you can see, just like there's bright, cover up the sensor, dark. Bright, dark. Now, one of the other modes this thing has is called sleep mode. Now, what that means is I can take and I can make the reticle, the power on this thing, go into a sleep mode, turn it on and off. And with certain settings, I can go from level 1, which is 10 minutes, level 2, which is 1 hour, level 3, 12 hours, and number 4, just totally disable the sleep mode. Now, this guy right here, with it on a single dot, has 50,000 hours of life. So a lot of times, I don't even know why you would bother turning it on or off. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to adjust the sleep time on it. So all you got to do is you got to hold down the plus button for 10 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10. And it's going to start flashing. So what you do is you just hold down the button, and the number of flashes indicates what you've got. you go ahead and press the minus button, and I'm going to bring it back down to 10 minutes, and then later on we'll test that theory. So right there it is. Now to set it, what you're going to do is you're going to press both the plus and the negative at the same time. It turns it off, takes the power down, but the settings are saved. So there you go. All right, so real quickly, let's talk about the turret settings right here. Now, all you got to do is, in order to get those taken care of, you take the turrets off. My only complaint, and we'll go over the cons here in a few minutes, my only complaint with this guy is that the turret caps, well, they've got some knurling right here, or some striations, but they're somewhat difficult to take off. But once you do, you have very good directions underneath there that old people like myself can actually see. So we'll go ahead and take that off right there, and we will mount this bad boy to one of these rifles, and we'll get the shooting. So there you go. There it is. Now, on top of the cap, you have the screwdriver area right here, so you can put it in there just like that, and it turns quite nicely. Very stiff, but it turns. So let's do this. We're going to actually mount it on this guy right here, and we are going to zero it in at 50 yards. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mount it. Now, in my dealings with red dots, is I kind of like to put it basically on the back side right there of the shell deflector, case deflector, and that's just a good generalized location for it. Now, in order to put this thing on, all you got to do, you take the little Allen wrench screw right here, you insert it just like that, loosen this thing up. I'm going to mount it right there. That will work. Here we go. I'm going to hold it in place, ram it forward, and just go ahead and tighten these things down. Now, these things are shock resistant, like it says, up to 1,000 G's. I'd like to know what 1,000 G's means. If you're going to be pulling 1,000 G's, it's going to be tough. That thing is so bright. How's that look, guys? Pretty nice. Here we go. Let's do some test firing. Stand by. All right, guys. Well, what I did was I went ahead and bore sighted this thing in. From what I could collect, it's pretty close. But I've got a camera on it. It's 50 yards. Those are 4-inch dots down there. Not dots, but circles. And I tell you what, one of the things that I am impressed is that the clarity of this dot is really, really nice. And at $285, it should be. So let's go ahead. Let's pop one at the top. Let's see where we are. Here we go. And actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to hit the center line so I can see where I'm at. Here we go. Stand by. Let's see where we are. Okay, so it appears that we're about 2 inches to the left, about 4 inches down. So what we need to do is adjust for this thing. Now the turret movements on this is 1/2 MOA at 100 yards. So these, of course, will be a quarter click per movement. Can't see that thing. All right, so the directional arrows say I need to turn to the left to bring it up or right. So we're going to turn it left 16 clicks, bring that up 4 inches. Go ahead and find our groove right there, and we'll go ahead and turn it left 16. 16. All right, now we need to come right 2 inches, so that's going to be 8 clicks. So we just go ahead and pop one more round down there at the 50 yard. We're going to shoot at that center dot. Here we go. It's quite a flash. All right, run on down there and see what we got. All right, so what we're going to do is bring it back down 2 clicks and back left 2 clicks. Let's go ahead and pop a couple more rounds at that center one, and we should be good. All right, so one of the things is that usually I do get a starburst with my eyesight. This was not giving it to me. Here we go. All right, let's pop about 3 more rounds. I'm also checking the functionality of this firearm. Let's go 3 rounds to the top. do 3 rounds to the bottom. Oh, God. Don't put your hand towards the front. All right. Let's get on down there and see what we got. And we'll talk about this thing. Wow. All right, guys. Well, let's just say this. For me and my blind eye, that's a pretty good little deal here. It went to 0. It stayed there. It did its deal. Now, am I going to sit here and beat this thing up to death? No, but what I will do is I'll use it on multiple occasions, and I'll get back to you on how it's working out. So, what are my pros on this? Well, solid construction, solid build. The dot is awesome in that thing. They claim that you can't see the dot from the front. I don't know about all that. Is it a true 2 MOA? It's pretty close. They say that it supposedly will cover about 5.5 inches of the 100 yards. The optimal using the circle dot, I'm okay with that. It would be nice to use in the event you need to go ahead and elevate. So overall, yeah, I like it. $285. It should last a very, very long time, and the warranty on this thing is excellent. I read it thoroughly, so it's a little too long to read to you right now. Con, the battery compartment, the battery changeout procedure. It's a little bit tedious. You better figure out and keep on hand. If you do like most people do, they change the batteries out once a year on New Year's Eve or the birthday or whatever. So the idea of having to keep track of these little things right here is a little tedious. Is it hard to do? No, just put it up in your gun safe and keep it where it's supposed to be. So I like the availability of the different mounting heights. If you want to put it on an AK, you have that availability there. Put it on a shotgun. The G-Shock resiliency, or the ability to absorb the high pressures in the G-Shock is a positive. All right, so would I recommend this thing? Absolutely, I would. If you have the availability to pay for something like this, you're going to get what you pay for. This is a fine line between, your low-end optics versus your high-ends, like a Comp M4 or an aim point. As a matter of fact, I got a Comp M4 sitting right over there on a Mark 18 upper Daniel Defense. Guys, this thing is nice. The clarity, the options that are available, the shutdown, the sleep modes, the 50,000 hour life when you have just the dot moving. It's 20,000 hours if you've got the 65 MOA dot. I just soon leave the thing on, put it in there, and use it as a defense weapon. All right, guys. Well, anyway, if you got any comments, please don't hesitate in leaving them down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Holosun at $285. What do you think? I think it's worth it. And you know what? As you get into shooting more and more and more, you're going to want a better optic. That being said, guys, support red, white, and blue. God bless America. God bless those men, women in uniform 24/7 for freedom, because freedom comes in 5.56. That muzzle brake, it might have to be changed out for something a little bit more on the muzzle brake side. Flash hider. Anyway, let's go to 132. I'm out.